What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build It video. If you have not already, please hit that like and subscribe button because we could use a lot of people watching this right now. I've had a lot of people reaching out to me for help, and it's just really good to be able to help all of you guys do better at the game and progress and start seeing some more beautiful cities and all that good stuff. So I am working on a tips and tricks video. I forgot my notes yesterday, so I was unable to record part 4, I believe, of the tips and tricks video. So I'm going to finish that up today. Now, bear with me if I do repeat anything. I apologize. I'm pretty sure I'm good, though. I don't think I'm going to be repeating anything as far as from that specific set of tips and tricks videos. Now, for the purpose of this video, for those of you who do not know, when you are playing war and you see this blue tint around your screen here, this means that you have been killed. Basically, the entire amount of health on your city has been killed. You are unable to attack in war until you have fully repaired your city. Until you fully repair your city, you are forced to view your city with this blue tint, okay? They did this for a reason, because people would camp under shield. That way the other team couldn't earn points. And so they wanted to make it annoying enough to where people would want to repair and get, basically out of being under a shield. So once I finish up my last repair here, the shield will go away. See? All right. Now, I'm going to add in a few more war tips, which are for basic beginner people. This is not for advanced war players. If you are new to the war feature, then I'm going to try to get through this material pretty quickly so that you guys have a better understanding of what's going on. As I just said, if you guys have been put under shield, you will need to fully repair before you can attack your opponent. Now, if you click this little star here and see how it says 6 down by that star, that means that I have 6 attacks that I can do. If I click this little eye, it gives me a brief view of 4 of the attacks, and then it says +2, okay? So if I hit go to war map, now here, this is just a little bit of a strategy tip. So if you click on the top icon here on the right-hand side, you can view your opponent's points and your points. Now you can see who is hitting you guys for the most and who isn't. It goes by ranking. My advice to you is to not hit the person that's dealing the most damage. Now, a lot of people when they play, they get hit by somebody and their first thought is, I'm going to hit them back. I'm going to attack them back. Now, there's 3 ways that you get war items. Well, besides buying them from your club mates, but you can buy them from the war store with war coins. You can do war deliveries, which if you're past level 23 or 24, it's quite expensive to get war items through deliveries. The more popular and cheap way to get war items is to repair your city, right? So you have somebody dealing a lot of damage to you, right? So you go and you hit the person dealing the most damage. And what does that do to them? That allows them to repair their city for very cheap and obtain even more war items to hit you with again. So almost all clubs, when they play war besides in Arena 6, most of the time you will see about half of the club has 0 war points. These are just dead targets, okay? Normally, and I don't war a lot, but we war twice a week. But normally, you don't come across clubs that are very active in war, okay? Not until Arena 6, at least. You usually get a few people, maybe 3 to 5 people that are high hitters, okay? As you can see here, the top player has 4,000 points. I already have 11,000. I haven't even been trying, to be real with you. It's the 11,000 is not a good score. That's just a beginner score. Okay. I don't play war competitively. So, There are some teams though that kick ass. You know, they every single person in their group is a high hitter and they hit for a lot. They have their attacks upgraded, and normally when you come across a club like that, you're smoked. Like in the first fucking, 4 hours of the attack phase, you're all under shield and you're all just done. Okay. But one of the more logical things would not be to give them, basically free or easy war items to hit you back with. So it would be more beneficial to hit the people that are not hitting you back, and basically they either don't repair or they repair and they just keep their war items and they hit you for 200 damage or whatever. So don't hit the person dealing the most damage, okay? The next war tip that I have for you guys is, and this, I'm going to try to say this so everybody can understand because this seems to confuse a lot of people, all right? When you look at someone's city and you look at their health, you click on their health bar here. Now, if they have 14 health total, okay? Let's say that you're using a jackpot booster. Let's say that I was to activate a jackpot booster and I can only deal, I can deal whatever damage I have, but I can only use 12 energy. So let's say that I launched an attack for 10 energy and it did 10 damage. So I got, 1,000 whatever war points plus the double points for the jackpot. This would leave them with four health remaining. Now, I would have 2 energy left, right? Because I just launched for 10 and I have 2 energy left. So I'm unable to hit at this current time for anything substantial. So I offer to my group and I say, all right, you guys, I'm launching a jackpot. Anybody who has a high attack, hit them. First thing, make sure that the person that laid the jackpot down has done their hits first. Do not hit that person's city during the time that they're hitting. The way that the math adds up, you could make it to where they're unable to hit. So you need to wait until they say, all right, it's your turn, you can go now, right? Now, a lot of you beginner players are using this hand thing, which does 1 damage. It's more or less garbage. You're not really adding any points or adding any benefit to your group, but basically it's the only way you have to earn any war chests or earn cards to, progress and get cards unlocked. So you would be at, let's say that now we have the 4 health remaining. So you hit the guy 3 times with your comic hand here. So that leaves him with 1 health left. This is where people get confused. Do not use a low point attack on somebody who has low health. What you can do is, let's say I had another member in my group that had a damage 10. They could come and hit him, even though he only has 1 health, and still obtain all those points. So if you hit him for 1 damage and only earn 100 points versus the other player hitting him for 10 damage and earning 2,000 points for the group, right? So leave the people with low health for the high hitters. You can get more points that way. Now, putting somebody under shield is, it's a benefit, but at the same time, let's say that we had a 20-minute jackpot booster, okay? I did my damage, you did your damage, and so did the third guy. So we've all been able to hit, right? Now he's under shield, and we still have 15 minutes left on that jackpot. And you can view that by clicking the person's, anytime you want to view the war log, what you're going to do is you're going to click on their city, and you're going to hit the little eye in the top corner. It's going to tell you that they're, it says they're a member of that group, and it's going to show who has done damage, who has hit them, and their overall score is 300, okay? So that 300 there is what they have done to us, right? So if I go and I click out of here and I click this, it'll show that they did 300 damage. Now, let's say they're under shield. And let's say there's a jackpot with 15 minutes left on the timer. And you can view how long the timer is by clicking this this little eye here, and viewing how long the timer is still going for. And somebody comes in your group and they say, all right, you guys, I got a shield buster. And they bust that shield. That basically repairs that person's city. It does damage, but it repairs their city. And then it allows you guys to attack him an additional time, right? So then another player in your group has another shield buster. And then they bust shield. And then they're able to just kick your ass and keep adding points on that same jackpot. So if you correlate with your group and conversate and say, you know, okay, you're going to hit for this much, I'm going to hit for this much, you have to do it in a specific order. Because if I would have had the guy that was hitting for more damage hit before you, you wouldn't have been able to hit, right? So pay attention to the amount of damage that you're doing. Don't launch without it being approved first. Like, you know, okay, I'm laying a jackpot. We're all under the understanding. I go first, then you, then you, then you. Then you come in with your shield buster, and then you, and you hit. You have to be able to conversate with your group. You can't just say, oh, okay, there's an open jackpot. Everybody just have a heyday. No, that's not going to work out well for you, okay? Now, if you are in a club that does war to win and play competitively, not for contest of mayors, but mainly for the war feature, you are going to want to talk to the club leaders and see what their strategies are and what their rules are. Every club has different rules, okay? And you need to respect those rules. When somebody runs a club, they run it a specific way. And if you don't like the way that it's ran, then you either leave that club and find one that more appropriately fits your needs, or you make your own damn club and make your own damn rules, okay? I see people all the time bitching and complaining about, oh, this group was so dumb because of this, and this. And it's like, okay, so find one that better fits your needs. And you can do that. And this comes into my next tip. And this is very important, okay? When you guys hit level 18, you're going to be able to join a group. I strongly recommend that you do so because it's going to help. And I know that there's a lot of people that are super shy, or maybe they just aren't very talkative or whatever. But it's going to make your gameplay so much more fun and beneficial because you will be able to request items when you need them, and you will be able to cash out on like group rewards, rewards on wars and contest of mayors and all that good shit. So when you look for a club, you need one that fits your needs. Are you a war player? Are you looking for a war club? Are you a comm player? You play contest of mayors and you're looking for a comm club. Are you looking for a club that doesn't require very much activity? Or are you looking for a club that has a strict set of rules that says you need to earn this many amount of comm points to be to remain in our club? Or are you looking for a club where you kind of come and go? You know, you have a war club over here, and then you have your contest of mayors club over here, and you just kind of jump back and forth. Are you looking to be a president of a club? So you can make the rules and you can run it and all that good shit. Now, when I first started playing, I was a vice president, and I got lucky. I found a pretty decent group. They were pretty active, and people would come and go. And if you were inactive for about 15 to 20 minutes, they would do roll call and they would boot you. Now, a lot of people would get mad about that and be like, I was at work, I was active, or I was sleeping, I was active. No, that's not active. When you see a group with the word active in its name, what this means is if you are inactive, they're going to boot you. They want you to log out every time you're taking a break because you are only allowed to have 25 members in a club. And when you guys look at this here and you click the challenge button here, this is your club rewards. Everybody donates plumb bob points to the chest, and everybody can cash out on this. Now, if they are full, they are not going to be getting as many points. So they put more strain on everybody to have to earn more points to hit the legendary chest. Versus if people were to come and go, like let's say we had 100 people and they'd come and go all hours of the day, right? and they log out when they're at work for 8 hours and allow other people to join in and, donate their points. And then that person goes to sleep and they log out and those other people join in. And this keeps the club constantly active and moving and allows for more points to be earned. You do not have to be logged into the club to collect the rewards right away. Now, what I mean by that is, before everybody hangs me out to dry on that one, what I mean is, if you donate to the club chest, let's say that you come and go, okay? Let's say you went to bed, Contest of Mayors ended in 1 hour, so you wake up in the morning to go collect your rewards and you're not logged into the club that you participated in. What you're going to do is, if you click on this tower in the water, you're forfeiting your rewards. What you're going to do is click on the chat bubble and log into the group to collect your rewards. If you click claim on the little notification on the left-hand side that says, Mayor, claim your rewards, or you clicked the tower, you automatically forfeit your rewards and you will not get the group chest. You have to log into the group before you claim your rewards, okay? A lot of people don't get that part. So they think, oh, if I'm not in the group at the time that Contest of Mayors ends, I won't get the chest. No, that's not how it works. You just have to log in before you claim it, okay? Now, this allows for multiple people to join the group, and it allows for, people to not have to work so hard to hit that legendary chest. You need a minimum of 3,000 points to claim the group chest. So if you are in an active group and you plan to go to sleep and you're not a vice president and you're not going to be on the game for several hours, there's no reason at all whatsoever why you should be taking up space where somebody else could be joining in. A lot of people want in. Why should you just be sitting there sleeping? Now, if you're a vice president, this means that you don't leave the group. This means that you enforce the rules, that you are held to a different standard, okay? You're expected to help people that join in the group, enforce the rules, and remove inactive people. What ends up happening is, like clockwork, people get promoted up to VP, and because they don't have to log out, they don't be active anymore, and they don't talk anymore. So they log into the group every day, and they read the chat, and they play their game quietly, and they don't ever say a fucking word, and then the chat will die off, because then everybody only talks when they need something, right? So people come in, and they're like, hey, I need this, this, and this. And they're on, they read the message, but they don't say anything. And when you don't say anything, then the whole club dies down. But because they're not forced to log out anymore, they can just sit there and be nosy. And that's what people do every single time. They be nosy. They want to be there and they want to read the chat. And you know how I know this to be true? Because I've been a president of a club for almost 5 years. I have seen so many people come and go. I've had countless VPs, okay? Every single one of them has done that. And what I mean by this is there is no way to tell if somebody is active, okay? There's no bubble that says, hey, so-and-so is online. But there's ways to tell if they're online. Like maybe they posted something for sale and it wasn't there 5 minutes ago. Or maybe their challenge points are moving. And you're watching these challenge points move and you're like, that's odd, They haven't said anything in 3 days, but they have a lot of points, So then you start calling them out and you're like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. You might want to speak up. And they don't speak up. They don't say a word, ever. And they know that you're pissed at them, and you're like, hey, we need everybody to be more active. And they blatantly ignore you. And then what you do, and this happens every time, just happened last week, you boot these people. Okay? Because you got to keep your club active. If you want to be a president, it's actually really hard to get a decent club put together unless you join like a Facebook group or you reach out to like a community via YouTube or whatever. It's hard because I would say 8 out of 10 people that join the club never say hello, don't know how to log out of the club, and don't really do anything or don't log on for several days. So like clockwork, what happens is, and I proved this last week to all the people in my club, I had been trying to get a hold of like 5 of my VPs all week last week. Okay. I'm like, hey, I haven't seen you. And nobody responds. Nobody. And then I'm like, all right, I see this shit. I've been around the block for a while. I know what the fuck's going on. And I boot them. I booted every damn one of them. And like clockwork, like I told all the people that were in the club, I said, now you watch. Mark my words, every single one of them will log back in within 20 minutes to an hour. Now, the reason I said 20 minutes was because the game, when you boot somebody, it, not always, but 9 times out of 10, it doesn't allow you to see the club that you were removed from for about 15 minutes or so. So, sure as shit, guess what happened? Every damn one of them, every one of them logged in within the hour. And they're like, hey, why was I removed? Well, let's see. I've been trying to get in contact with you for 4 damn days. You haven't responded to anything I've said. You haven't been active. Your points on the leaderboard are crap. And what are you doing here? You're not contributing to the contest. You're not active. You're not filling requests. You're not enforcing the rules. You're not booting in active players. You're not participating in war. But you're speaking once every 3 weeks when you get hung up and you need an item? No. Hell no. So one dude comes back and he's like, I had a family emergency and my mom has COVID. Really? Yeah. Okay. So I'm under quarantine. Well, wouldn't that give you more time to play on your phone? And then he goes, and I'm like, and isn't it kind of convenient how I've been trying to get a hold of you for 3 days and you've been so busy with this emergency, but you just so happened to log into the group 20 minutes after being booted? Isn't that fucking something? Okay. So my best tip to you is if you're joining a group, be active. Don't be strange. Don't weigh people down. Don't be a burden to your group. You being there and not participating is a burden. Okay. It's nothing personal. It's not like, oh, I don't like you as a person, but we're here to play a game. I get that we have lives. I get that. All right. And if you're a VP, I don't expect you to be on all damn day. But when you don't show up for several days and you got no points, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're just a member and you're like, well, I went to work for 8 hours, then I came home and ate for 2 hours, and then I went to bed for 8 hours, and then I logged into the group for 15 minutes, collected my shit, didn't say a word, and then went back to work the next day, but I was active. No, that's not active. All right? Find a group that best fits your needs. Find a group that you work well with and people you work well with. All right? We are looking for active people who participate in the contest of mayors, who are going to say hello when they're on the game, that are going to help people, not only demand items. Okay? That's my best tip for you when you're joining a club, is to find one that best suits you. And don't be all upset if you're forced to log out when you're in an active group. It's nothing personal, okay? Now, if you don't want to log out of a group, then I suggest that you take the 50 cash and make your own group. And that way you can make the rules. And then you can see how difficult it is when you're playing war and you have 20 people in your group that haven't spoke, haven't hit, and don't do jack. Right? So, that's my best tip when it comes to groups. I know I went on a rant on that one. Fuck. Damn. That was not supposed to take that long. Sorry, you guys. Packing the shipment boxes. This is my next tip. When you're doing the contest of mayors especially, when you get an airport assignment, what happens, especially if you are playing competitively, you do not have a day and a half to sit around and wait for these shipments to come in. So typically what people will do is they will do a shipment and then they'll pay for the next one to come in. You know, they'll pay the 14 or 20 cash. Now, little tip, if you have one where you can pre-pack the boxes, this happens to people a lot, okay? if I was to, I have 3 hours left on this plane. Let's say I was to pack one of these boxes and then I was unable to find the other items and I wanted to request a new shipment, that option would become unavailable to me. Okay? So right now I can hit new shipment. But if I pack one box, that option goes away and I have to wait the full timer. Keep that in mind because that really screws a lot of people. They'll start doing an assignment. They'll pack the boxes and be like, God damn it, I'm never going to find 4 melons and I don't want to wait 3 hours. Well, now you got to wait because you pre-packed the boxes and now you don't get the option to hit new shipment. So now you're a 17-hour wait, okay? This is why people pay the 20 cash because they don't have 17 hours of downtime where they could be working on other assignments. Now, let's say that you are a vice president or a president and you want to remove somebody from your club. This is how you do it. Now, you used to be able to click on the chat bubble, even if you were shopping global, and there was a remove button. That is no longer existent. The only way to remove somebody is to click the members tab and click the 3 dots and then remove them, which is stupid, okay? They need to put it back the way that it was and make it to where, because I used to like shop global and somebody would be a nuisance or stealing or whatever, and I could just click the chat bubble and hit remove. Can't do that anymore. Okay. All right, next tip, regional HQ. A lot of you people that have regional maps unlocked have a much harder time with every aspect of the game. Regional maps make every single aspect harder because every single thing in the game that can require items such as house upgrades, shipments, flights, epic assignments, war deliveries, war repairs, everything, every damn thing can ask for these regional items now. These regional items are hard to get. They take a long time to make, and they're not, that beneficial. So people unlock these regional maps, and now they have these assignments pop up where they need to do regional shipments, okay? It'll say, complete 6 regional rows, shipment rows. So here's your regional shipment. See how the timer begun right as I clicked it? Okay. If I was to not click that, that timer would not have started. So if you already clicked it, now the timer begins, okay? So don't click it checking to see, oh, when is it coming in, right? What I mean by, and I hope that made sense to you guys. If I would not have clicked it and I would have waited 24 hours, it would not have been gone, in other words. It only starts the timer once you click it. So now I'm on a 23-hour timer, okay? So if I go, like, let's say 2 days go by and I don't click it, I'm not going to show up to it saying, oh, you missed your shipment. It doesn't become available until you click it. Now, another thing. People get, when you travel to somebody's city in your club and you want to view a specific map of theirs, click here. This is a person's profile, okay? And you can tell a lot about a person by their profile. So if you have somebody who's in your club, they're causing issues, my suggestion to you is to screenshot this screen of theirs and drop all these down and screenshot all of these, okay? Because that way you can identify them if they change their name. Because, they can change their city a bit or they can change their name, but they're not going to change every single thing about their shit, like their ranking and all that in an hour. So it'll show you which tier of the paths that person has hit. It'll show you which war cards that person has if you hit see all. So if they lie to you or whatever and they say they have something they don't, you can catch them in a lie. If you wanted to view a regional map, let me find somebody who actually has regionals unlocked. See if I hit city, see how the airplane, I can click the specific city I want to go and visit. So people will, you know, be like, oh, I got sent me to your cactus map and I'm trying to view your capital map. That is how you go to a specific map. All right. Let's see. I've already told you guys this one. Spend your platinum and your gold keys very, very wisely. Okay, especially those plat keys. They're very hard to get. Not so much early on, but they do become very difficult to get, and they are pretty valuable. So I strongly recommend that you purchase something that you really like the look of, or something that puts a lot of epic points out there. Okay. Save your tickets, and I'm going to show you what these are. When you do Contest of Mayors assignments, you guys are given a total number of assignments for each league that you join. All right. After you've completed all of those assignments, you are allowed to use up to 15 gold tickets. You earn tickets by doing assignments and leveling up. See, I have 90 tickets, top left corner. And you can also earn tickets from your Mayor's Pass and from winning war. And I think that's it. But anyway, if you guys are in the lower league, I recommend that, depending on the amount of tickets that you have, that you save those tickets for securing your placement in the Mega League or for Double Points Week. I don't care what league you're in. If Double Points Week comes, use every one of your tickets. Okay? It's going to make a huge difference in finishing up that Mayor's Pass. And that comes to my next tip, which again, I've discussed in my videos before. And that is, anytime you have something in this pass that you can put towards your assignments, like you know, earning Omega coins or earning regional coins, earning simoleons, anytime you can put it towards your assignments, do so. That's an easy way to get those assignments done. Let's see. If you guys are trying to make better buildings, such as skyscrapers, and you don't know why you're getting such ugly regular homes, it's because your wealth forecast is low in that area. So what you do is you click the house, you click the hat, it shows the wealth forecast, and it's going to show you where you have high and low land value. If you upgrade a home in the high land value, you're going to get a better looking building. Okay. I'm about done with this tips and tricks video. I'm gonna have to put up another, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Let's see. Oh, next tip. If you have regional items that you've made or purchased, do not, my suggestion to everybody is to not sell them for regular coins. And the reason for this is because you can sell those to the sim bubbles that pop up and get regional coins. Now, the standard going rate for regional items, for the higher one, the large regional items, so like if you have Green Valley, it would be yoga mats, is between 95 and 100. The medium-sized regional item, which would be flip-flops, 46 to 50 would be a standard going rate. Anything below that, I would click no. Reason I recommend that you use that, that you sell the items to the people for regional coins is because regional coins are hard to earn, and it's a good way to upgrade your hotspots, and it's a good way to purchase that extra 20 storage that you get, because you're going to need 5K for that, and then you have to have regional coverage. So anytime that you can earn regional coins, I recommend that you do so. I wouldn't sell them for regular coins, okay? Use them for your house upgrades or whatever you got to do. And another good tip is to always be working towards something. A lot of people make this mistake, and you wouldn't think that this would be something important, but it is. Everybody, a lot of people get stuck in this cycle of filling up their shops and doing their daily routine. People have a very addictive, repetitive behavior, so to speak. Creatures of habit, that's what I'm looking for. And they log into their game every day, and they do the same thing every day, and every day their city looks the same, and they don't really do anything. I strongly recommend that you are always placing goals for yourself. Like, you know what, this week I want to have this, this, and this done. Or I want to start working on this on my city, or I want to make this, or get some, epics or whatever. Have some damn goals. Don't just open the game and make a bunch of shit and make a bunch of coins. And then I don't know what the hell people do all day, but they get into this cycle of basically making and selling stuff, and they never really get anywhere or do anything. So just make some damn goals and get them done. Do not bulldoze anything for coins. This is another tip, especially for you people doing epics that are broke. If you are preparing for your epics properly and you are following my advice, there is no reason why you should have to bulldoze your factories, your parks, or anything that you have purchased like services. I see people do this all the time, especially you low-level players, okay? They start bulldozing road upgrades for money, or their water, power, sewer. They start bulldozing those for money. Parks. They purchase parks for like $6,000 or 60 grand for the little pink tree, and they need money and they bulldoze it. Anytime you bulldoze something for coins, you only get half the coins back. It's a ripoff, an absolute ripoff. You need to, if you are in a situation where you're constantly having to bulldoze your shit, you need to reevaluate how you're playing the game, okay? You're doing something very, very wrong if you're that broke. This game is extremely easy to earn coins in. Coins are never an issue, or never should be an issue. Like, yeah, you might be broke, but if you take 24 hours to make coins and stopped all spending, it's easy to get coins, okay? Especially if you know what the hell you're doing. All right. Let's see what other tips I got on my list here for you guys. Oh, when you bulldoze your streets, when you're customizing your map. For example, last week, I added this third river in place, and I have these streets here, and they're Omega. I had to cut out a section of this road. Now, a lot of people would bulldoze the entire street. Do not do that. That is not necessary, and it's a huge waste of coin, especially if they're Omega roads, because you don't get the Omega road currency back along with the gold currency. You only get the Omega currency when you bulldoze an Omega road. So let's say that you have a long stretch of road and it's upgraded and you want to bulldoze a piece of it. Do not bulldoze the whole damn thing. Take this thing here, draw. Let's say I wanted to bulldoze right here and then over to the left. You draw two pieces of road and then you bulldoze in between them. And that way you don't take out the whole street. All right? It's going to save you a lot of money. If you are playing war, play the war for the fact that you like playing war, or for contest of mayors, because the rewards really aren't that great. Yeah, you get war cards and you get war coins. You get a few platinum keys, not much, and not much cash. But it's mainly you get war stuff back, really. So once you have all your attacks unlocked and stuff, it's not that glamorous. The regional HQ shipments that we discussed earlier, they will ask you for rare items. They'll ask you for things like locks, cameras, airport, mountain, beach, all that good shit. They will give you 100 regional coins per rare item. Unless it is mountain or beach or airport, I do not recommend donating any other rare items. Keep your dozer, storage, and VU. It's not worth it, okay? Request a new shipment or whatever, I don't know. Don't do daily shipments. A lot of people do these daily shipments, okay? Like to earn their key, or they do these daily airport shit. Once you reach past a certain point in the game, it's not beneficial. If you're not building airport homes, then don't bother with it. Or if you're like level 18 or whatever, then fine, because your items don't cost all that much. But once you hit past a certain point, it starts asking for items that are worth more than what you're getting, okay? So I don't build airport homes anymore, and it asks me for way too much shit for me to want to do the the deliveries. So I am going to go ahead and end this video. I'm surprised my phone hasn't yelled at me yet for the storage space. I want to get this uploaded for you guys, and then I'm going to go through my list of SimCity Build It topics that I had and see which video I'm going to put up today. I know that I want to do a video on maybe like a layout. If you guys have any suggestions, questions, feedback, anything, leave me a comment below, a like, a subscribe, anything, okay? Gets my videos viewed more often, and it allows me to help more people. So, that being said, I am going to end this video.